Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Susan Jarboe, and with me I have Karen Downy, Kathy Cronin, and Reverend Linda Burdett. This video is sponsored by the Unity Church of El Cajon, and today we're going to be talking about transformation. But before we get into that, let's have a prayer. Our Heavenly Parent, Lord, help us to study and apply your wisdom to our lives each day. Help us make this session a discipline of the mind and heart, empowered by your Spirit, transforming us each day more and more into your likeness. Thank you for your tender mercy and love, ever leading us onward. Amen. This is being taped at the end of the year, and we're looking forward to a new year. As some of you know, I'm a fan of Richard Rohr, and often we discuss some of his articles. And so today I want to talk about new beginnings. And it's time we can think about this, of course, because as this is being taped, there is a new year in the offing. And it's a time when we frequently make resolutions, take stock of ourselves. And Richard Rohr tells us that some of these changes can be painful transformations and that we need to be patient with ourselves. The word change normally refers to new beginnings, but the mystery of transformation more often happens not when something new begins, but when something old falls apart. The pain and chaos of something old falling apart invite the soul to listen at a deeper level, and sometimes force the soul to go to a new place. Most of us would never go to new places in any other way. The mystics use many words to describe this chaos: fire, dark night, death, emptiness, abandonment, trial, the evil one. Whatever it is called, it does not feel good, and it does not feel like God. We will normally do anything to keep the old thing from falling apart. Yet this is when we need patience and guidance and the freedom to let go instead of tightening our controls and certitudes. Perhaps Jesus is describing just this phenomenon when he says, "It is a narrow gate and a hard road that leads to life, and only a few find it." Matthew chapter 7. Not accidentally, he mentions this narrow gate and hard road right after teaching the golden rule. He knows how much letting go it takes to treat others as you would like them to treat you. Spiritual transformation always includes a disconcerting reorientation. It can either help people to find new meaning, or it can cause people to close down and slowly turn bitter. The difference is determined precisely by the quality of our inner life, our practices, and our spirituality. Change happens, but transformation is always a process of letting go and living in the confusing, shadowy, transitional space for a while. Eventually, we are spit up on a new and unexpected shore. We can see why Jonah in the belly of the whale is such an important figure for Jews, Christians, and Muslims. In moments of insecurity and crisis, shoulds and oughts don't really help. They just increase the shame, guilt, pressure, and likelihood of backsliding into unhealthy patterns. It's the deep yeses that carry us through to the other side. It's those deeper values we strongly support, such as equality and dignity for all, that allow us to wait it out. Or it's someone in whom we absolutely believe and to whom we commit. In plain language, love wins out over guilt any day. It is sad that we settle for the short-term effectiveness of shaming people and shutting them down instead of the long-term life benefits of true transformation. But then we are a culture of productivity and efficiency, not terribly patient or even open to growth. God is clearly much more patient and finally, much more effective, patiently supporting our inner transformation through all of life's transitions. So he's saying transformation can be painful, but it is worthwhile. And I'd like to hear from our panel now in terms of how they interpret this message from Richard Rohr.
Transformation. I love the sound of the word, but I don't always like going through the transformation. And I think for me, one of, oh my gosh, the biggest transformations was the first time that I had a major depression and was hospitalized. The amount of fear, anxiety, all of the dark side of every emotion. Um, I didn't think I'd ever make it to the other side. As I look back now, that experience and a few that came after that, but never back to that initial dark, dark night of the soul, has enabled me to be with others going through the darkness and not fearing or trying to talk another person out of it. Oh, you really don't feel that way. Oh, you should, buck up, go pull a few weeds. Uh, you know, some transformations, we just go through. And having gone through it enables me to not want to change, but to maybe hold someone else's hand. And I don't know, and no transformation happens out of bliss. You know, some bliss might come on the other side, but transformation isn't easy. And it's not easy. I think our whole world is going through a transformation right now. And I have to ride the waves and remember that I need to look at what is going on inside of me and my life that is transforming and go with the flow. You know, get out of trying to figure out everything and just breathe and get into my heart. And there's always light on the other side of the dark. And light is all there is. That divinity, that connection to God. And we go through things so that we can be a part of helping each other. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Shane. Thank you for bringing Richard Rohr in.
Susan, thank you for that reading. It's so appropriate as we step into a new year and transformations that happen. How often when we start a new year, the New Year's resolutions and the whole thing, and I see it as, the hope of a new beginning. We can start fresh new, and every day is this like a new year. It's a start of something new, and transforming the transformations in our life that we go through is like trying to be patient through it. It's like very difficult times in my life that I've gone through transformations and not knowing where where I was going to come out on the other end or what was going to happen. Um, it was nice to hear the fact that, God is patiently waiting as we go through that. He's there beside us, he's with us, and that I can sort of know that whatever I'm struggling with or whatever I have anxiety about, it's all part of this transformation. That change is coming, maybe not as fast as I want it to be, but change will be coming as you stay focused on it. And that's the whole aspect of some of the transformation, is it gets too scary that we lose focus, or I lose focus, that I, sort of like, this is never going to happen. It's sort of, I battle within my own self. It's like, well, I've tried this before. It's like I'm not setting any New Year's resolution because I've written them every single year and I break them, every single year. What I try to do now is choose to say, this is what I want to manifest in my life. This is what I, I want to be more like and manifest. And so I open to transformation happening within me as I age. I know the body goes through its transformation in the aging process. I know the mind has its changes, and my whole outlook and seeing things differently from when I was gainfully employed and I had a job to go to and, held accountable for that and that type of thing, to now it's like being retired. It's like, what's my next step? What am I here to do? I'm in a state of transformation and changing from being in one role to a new role. And then each time, and I've been retired for several years, but I'm still trying to find what is my purpose? What is it I'm doing? So I still am in a transition of knowing where I'm going towards the end, and what is this ultimately that God will direct me to. So I appreciate that information. Richard Rohr just writes so beautifully and gives such great insight and wisdom that it's always great to hear his thoughts. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I love that. And as you're reading, I'm thinking about how much my recovery journey has really impacted my perceptions and the way that I receive information. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as such, I believe there are things that we need to experience to continue, shape, and verify our journey. I believe what we're talking about in transformation are the catalyst events, the things that happen that make life the way we've been living it so uncomfortable that we're willing to make a change, to move forward. I also believe the more resistant we are to the transformation we need for our soul evolution, for our physical evolution, whatever it is, the more resistant we are, the more difficult that catalyst event is to really kind of get us moving in the right direction. It helps when we're going through it, whatever it is, to be able to think of it not as a tragedy, but as a catalyst that's going to bring us into this transformation. And
when I realize that I am in that stage, I really try and beat down any resistance I have, and I can be very resistant. But the more I resist, the bigger the catalyst, whatever it is, that's going to get me to move in the right direction. As Pastor Robert, who was the minister at Unity Church of El Cajon, said, these things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And I believe that's what we're talking about here. Powerful reading. Thank you so much, Susan. That's all I've got.
Thank you, panel, for building on the ideas of Richard Rohr. And as we approach this new year, we might think of transformations we want to make. But as he points out, we also have to let go of some of the old things. And as Reverend Linda pointed out, that is often where resistance occurs. I want to thank you all who have tuned in to hear this discussion. And as we close, there are a few things that I'd like to tell you. First, we welcome feedback about this presentation or any of our presentations. And Reverend Linda is very good about replying to feedback. So if you have some things you'd like to say, please put it in the comments towards the end of this taping. If you liked this presentation, feel free to pass the link on to other people who might appreciate the words that we have shared today. And if this intrigues you enough, you might want to become a subscriber so you will be notified whenever there is a new posting of a video. Another thing that you could do is share any ideas you might have. Is there something you'd like to hear us talk about? Again, Reverend Linda is very good at researching things, and the rest of us can research as well. So if there's something that's been on your mind that you'd just like to know more about or get more insights about, please let us know what it is, and we'll try to take care of that. You can join us on this panel. And again, maybe you want to just be here once. If there's something you want to say, if there's something you want to present to people, you could join us just for that one taping. We'd love to have you on the panel as a regular member, of course, and we hope some of you will be open to that as well. You can contact us through the information that is at the end of this taping. Again, thank you, panel, for your assistance with this subject, and take care, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.